Hello again, brothers and sisters. Jack Talcott here, back at the public library, and there we go. Wanted to wanted to address a couple of things. First off, I've always tried to carry myself as a man who shares credit and accepts blame for my actions. And from the very first introduction I gave in this series, I identified myself as a speaker, teacher, coach, activist. I've always been an activist. I didn't know I was a speaker, teacher, coach until I came across Mary Morrissey and the Life Mastery Institute. And frankly, that's a specific quote from one of my mentors, Matt Boggs, who is a true speaker, teacher, coach. I only hope to do as good a job as him. But being an activist, that's what I truly am. I think the tools I've learned, I think the education I received were simply intended to be tools for me to use to be the activist I've always been. See, growing up in a household with a very strict father, strict stepfather, and a very overprotective mother, I, I saw firsthand standing up, questioning rules, and standing up for what's right. That's always been in my blood. Um, but for useful information for you, who you are, it's who you want to be. Who you are is who you are, who you decide to be at every moment. If you choose to be healthy, then be healthy, make healthy choices, and remind yourself that you're healthy. Choose to be happy. Well, be mindful and think happy thoughts. Find reasons to be it. We never know what we're gonna be in this world. Matter of fact, my other inspiration actually deals with symbolism. I think that's quite important for us in our lives. And I've got quite a few views on the symbolism of our country, that's for sure. But learning who you are is the most important thing. I mean, 3 years ago today, I didn't think I could get through a day without a drink. I believed there was no way possible for me to make it through a day without the calming burning of a glass of whiskey. And that's not who I am. Who I am is a man who stands up for what's right. I'm not always right. I've been proven to be wrong many, many times. But standing up for what you believe in is how you learn who you are. We learn from each other. But if we hide who we are, then how are we learning? I keep saying my simple rules, and eventually I'll get around to them. My rules are simple. Learn who you are. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for what you believe in, but keep an open mind and be ready for the consequences of your actions. But it's the consequences that teach us. And that's all this experience is for. It's meant to be enjoyed and loved and shared by all of us. So why are we still running around so scared of everyone? The only reason we're afraid of others is because we don't know who we are. Once we recognize the levels of compassion and kindness that exists inside of each of us, once we start focusing on those rather than our shortcomings and projecting our fears and our shortcomings onto others, because that's what we're doing. Um, Nonetheless, I feel better now. Reminder: if you want to blame Matt Boggs and the team at Life Mastery for anything, blame them for my confidence. The rest of it, that all comes from me. there's many other people to blame for making me who I am, but I stand for all of us. And with all of us, when we all start to see the power which is inside of each one of us, you know what? It's only 5 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and share some thoughts. How we can make changes. In this world, money means power, but it only means power because we believe it means power. We can start making different choices ourselves. I alluded to it in an earlier video, but when we go shopping, is it worth saving $1 if you're promoting a business that has cut a lot of corners, maybe introduce some harmful concepts in the order of efficiency? Because we ask for it. The capitalists are right. The consumer drives the market. So do we really need cheaper, better shelf life, faster when it's at the expense of our health? If we're truly good Americans, my opinion, America stands for looking out for each other, and looking out for each other is supporting our local farmers. So support your local agriculture, your body will appreciate it. There's so much science showing the nutrition is in freshly harvested, beautiful, natural foods. So we're saving money to transport stuff around the world and neglecting the love and care that our local communities are showing with their crops. Nothing against those guys who are doing exactly what the economy is asking for, but let's start making better choices. Think about the effects of what brought your option towards your face. Think about the consequences. Where's your trash going to go? What's going to happen with this when I'm done? Take a look around your home. Do you really need that new purchase that's just chomping at your bit? That was my downfall. I spent a lot of money on stuff I didn't need because I didn't know who I was. I was chasing happiness in so many different ways. But it's time for us to stop surviving. Time for us to start living as a civilization. And when I mentioned communities earlier, it's not just community. It's not just nation. It's our species. We don't exist in this world isolated. Even though that is, studies are showing that's the surest cause of many of our addictions is the feeling of isolation. Yet there's so many people here. We do not survive alone. Individually, we make up our businesses, which provide services across the world. Individually, we make up our cities, our country. And frankly, I'm not a fan of the choices of our country at the moment. However, at least in the international affairs. However, individually, we make up larger collectives, which definitely impact one another. Every one of us is here together. Let's change the way we look at things. It starts by changing the way you look at yourself. And then from there, you change the way you look at others. I just can't stop dreaming about the possibilities of what our future can hold. Let's start looking at what can be. Live without fear. Namaste, and God bless us all.